What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of being a truck driver in 2025. So if y'all haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you agree with me, let me know, and if not, let me know so we can debate in the comments. I love to debate with you guys. But we finally reached 999 subscribers, and the goal is to get to 1,000. So anybody, go ahead and subscribe right now, and make sure you guys watch this video all the way through because it helps us so much. And make sure y'all comment down below. Like I said, comment down below. It helps more people reach videos like this one, and it really helps support the channel. Subscribing is free, liking is free, press the notification bell so you already notified when I post is free. All of it is free. It doesn't cost you nothing but a little bit of time, probably 30 seconds. So please don't hesitate to give me 30 seconds of your time. And yeah, I really appreciate it. So for you guys who know, now I have been driving trucks for 9 months so far, and what I can say is that trucking has changed my life in regards to financial. So in a financial, before I was trucking, I was making $20,000 a year, like $25,000 a year. Excuse me, which is like $500 a week, which is like $2,000 a month. So we're gonna $2,500 if you want to say a month, depending, because if we count it like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, yeah, like $25,000 a month, a year. So I was making that much money prior to coming to the trucking industry, and it really changed my financial situation so much. I know I complain a lot about it, but for real, it really changed my financial situation, because for me as a single woman with no kids, going from $25,000 and barely making my bills to going to, you know, how much I'm making right now, which is like $60,000, has really changed the game for me, because now I have more than enough. It's abundance of more money that I have in my pocket, thank the Lord. But previously to me becoming a truck driver, I was struggling with maintaining my bills and saving money, even though I was a single woman with no children. So it was tough and it was hard, but of course we entered a new different tax bracket, and now that's the pro for me. The pro is I have opportunity to switch, pivot if I want to. I can be on the road to save my money. If not, I can take my money and invest it in something, because I have more than enough to spend to actually make my dreams in my life come true. So for anybody who's wondering if they should get into the trucking industry, like I said before and I'll say it again, yes, you should get into the trucking industry, especially if you're making $25,000 a year. $25,000, $30,000, even $40,000, like, is too little of money. Like, you need more money, especially if you got kids and a family and stuff like that. Like, trucking is definitely the industry that you can get in to really change the trajectory of your financial situation, and it's such a blessing. For anybody who doesn't know, how did I get into trucking? I got into trucking because I was working at that job making, what did I tell y'all, $25,000 a year. They had an opportunity to become a truck driver, so I took that opportunity at that previous job, went ahead and did the work, and it was free. Of course, it took me 6 months to accomplish, but because they had an opportunity for you to really like further your career, I took that opportunity and went ahead, and it took 6 months for me to accomplish through their program, and it really changed the game for me. Okay, so that is initially my story. That story alone, I was at that job for probably a couple years. I think one of like 2-3 years. And so that pivot, that change, it was really a scary change for me at the time, but ultimately I'm so grateful. So if you're thinking about getting into trucking, get into trucking. The pros, that's a pro for me. And I just literally told y'all the basis of the beginning of my trucking experience, or the trucking story that I have, and then I'm going to go more into the pros. So the pros of trucking is you get to be on the road, you get to experience new cities, new states, and that is a pro, because you get to expose yourself to new people, places, and things. If you are from your city or whatever you're from, you've been there for years, you've never been on a cruise, you've never been nowhere, It's going to open up your mind to more opportunities, to more cities, to more places, to more people. You're going to meet so many different people who can expose you to things. Ultimately, it can be a nice networking situation if you are constantly talking to people and asking people questions and asking them things. Like, it could really change the game for you, because you can have a friend from New York, like, man, how it is out there. And then they might even let you could drive out to New York and see the city and all those things. Like, it exposes you. And exposure is a benefit. You know, exposure is what really sets people apart. Being able to experience different places, cities, and things opens up your mind and allows you to have a sense of social intelligence. Not only that, but it has a mental intelligence. Like, you're not what's that called? You're not more surface level, or I don't want to say surface level. I don't really know what I'm trying to say exactly, but you're not as closed-minded. That's the word. You're not closed-minded when it comes to people, places, and things. You have an open, broad mindset about it, and you're able to navigate the world in a way that makes sense. It's a benefit for sure. So being able to experience different cities, places, and things, it's such a benefit, y'all. Different food that you probably never tried before. All of those things is a perk for sure. What's another pro that I think about trekking? I don't know about y'all, but I get paid every single week. I love getting paid every week, baby. That's my favorite thing. I get paid every single Friday, so that's a benefit for me. I get paid every single week, and I love getting paid every single week. Okay, I love getting paid every weekly. I love seeing my checks. Like, it's my favorite thing. Like, thank the Lord. It's a Friday. It's a payday. It's my favorite thing to say, because I love getting paid on a Friday. What else perks you have? I feel like you get to save money. I don't know if I talked about this. You get to save money if you are, you know, a person, young person, or even an older person who has a family, whatever. You taking your family on the road or whatever, you can save a lot of money if you're being frugal with your money. I feel like the most essential thing is to be frugal. That's how you save, guys. You have to be frugal with your finances. You have to be frugal with your money. Buying all the snacks, buying all that stuff will really make your pockets, you know what I'm saying, be real slim. So it allows you to have the time and the space and energy to save money. And that's what I've been doing, with saving my money to make a pivot into a different career. Like I said, if you are like me, you're making enough to be able to pivot and go into a different career path, or whatever the case may be, because you're making enough to be able to do that. And if you save your money, you can have savings also, and you'll be able to pivot into a different career path, right? And so there's a lot of good careers that you can step into. You don't have to be a truck driver forever, but even just having your CDL, you can always come back into the game. As long as you updated that medical certificate, you can always come back into trucking. That's what I really like about it. You can always come back into the trucking industry, and you can always come pick up a job, and that is a perk. Okay, so we're going to talk about the cons, the things that I think are cons in the trucking industry. Number one, you have to run. Like, you have to run. Like, and I know this might sound crazy because it's a job and you are a truck driver, but you have to run. You can't sit on your ass. Like, you really don't have time to see cities if you are in a city. You might talk to the shipper. You might not have enough time to actually go explore things if you're not on your 34. So that is not a perk. Okay, that's not a perk, guys. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes you be in cities and sometimes you don't have a chance or opportunity to experience those cities, which is still okay because it's not that bad. But it's like, I'm in New York. I want to go, you know, do some things in New York, and you can't because you have to go to a different city to drop off a load. So that is not like, it's like you get the chance to go to the cities, but you don't get a chance to go to the cities, if that makes sense. Another con I think is, sometimes if you're, I don't know if this is everybody's experience, but sometimes you have dispatch harassing you, trying to get you to the load faster. Sometimes they might try to encourage you to do some illegal things, try to encourage you to do bad things, right? And so bad things is basically you going over your 70 hours, you know, not documenting loads, or you know, not, you know, picking up really heavy loads. And that's something that I think about. You cannot be naive out here in out here, because your dispatch will take advantage of you, because their job is just to get the load to point A to point B. And that alone is just a con to me, because anybody will take advantage of you. Let me tell you guys, anybody will take advantage of you no matter what field you in, because you're new. Okay, they will try to take advantage of you and see if you're stupid enough to believe the things that they say. And I'm here to tell you, educate yourself before you get into any industry. Make sure you are paying attention in those classes when you're trying to come first into the industry, because people will take advantage of you and they will play with you. Your dispatch will do it to you, because they do not care if you lose your license. That's one of the biggest things, because sometimes I listen to my dispatch, sometimes I don't. They would tell you, you know, because they just be lying. You know, they be trying to get you to do anything. And so you are in control of your truck, and you have to tell them, hell no. No, we're not doing that. Because you will be in somebody's jail cell, or you will get a fine, you know, if you do some illegal stuff. So don't do illegal things because your dispatch is trying to rush you to do it, okay? That goes into the next point. Don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush. Take your time. Wake up early, 3, 4, 2 o'clock in the morning if you need to, so you can have enough time so that you're not in a rush. Because the worst thing you could do is try to rush your pre-trip. Try to rush the process. Don't rush anything. Make time for everything you need to do throughout the day. You need to take a shower. Make sure you wake up on time so that you can take a shower. Okay, you need to get diesel. Make sure you plan your trip so you can have diesel. Okay, so you know, sometimes I don't plan my trip. I'm not perfect, but plan your trip, guys. Please, 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 please. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about cons, but that's something that I thought about. The con is, I don't know if y'all experienced this, but when I first got into the industry, and if you are a new truck driver, you will understand what I'm saying. When I first got into the industry, I didn't know anything. I'm still learning a lot. And so when I first got into the industry, I didn't know a lot. So there was a lot of like trial and error throughout my whole process. And I think that's a con, because why do I have to figure everything out right now? I'm just coming out here, and it's a lot of like, you're kind of like getting penalized so much in the beginning because you don't know the rules. And that's not saying they tell you they don't tell you everything in school. They don't tell you what the process is. They don't tell you all the rules and regulations. It's like the rules and regulations are always changing in different cities and different states. They got different rules and regulations. Like, it's so crazy, because it's like so much information that you have to learn. Like in Illinois, they do like something about your tandems being pulled back. I would think I went to Kansas or something, and somebody was telling me your tandems are not supposed to be all the way pulled back here. It's illegal. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what? He said, yeah, your tandems not supposed to be pulled back. Another guy in the truck stop. I was like, what the fuck? So if I'm going through another city, they got different rules and regulations for each different city. And it's like, you gotta know this stuff. You have to know it. And it's just like, what the hell? Like, it's so much information, and shit is all constantly changing. Each city be changing their rules and regulations often. So you have to stay up to date with the new rules and the new things and the new information. It's like, sheesh. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff. And then when you go, you're going to get pulled over. Once you get pulled over, they're going to ask you, did you know this, this, and this, and this? They're not going to care if you didn't know. You still get a ticket, or they're going to take you out of service. And that's the only thing. That's like a real big con to me, because like, how was I supposed to know? I don't live in this city. I live in a whole another city. Well, you supposed to know, like, you supposed to know these things. How? You know, and stuff like that just like, it throws you off, and it makes you not want to become a truck driver. It makes you not want to keep driving. It makes you want to quit, because when you go through these different cities and they got different rules and regulations, you're not driving thinking that they're going to have a whole new set of rules that they had in this city that they didn't have in this city. You're not thinking that you about to get pulled over either. So I think that's one of the biggest cons too. Like, that stuff be crazy. Another con, I think, is truck stops need to have more healthier food, and it can't be that damn expensive. Okay, truck stops always have like a Subway. They probably always have a pizza spot. They always have like, some of them like TAs, they be having some IHOPs. They be having some like diners, you know, like breakfast spots. But I think they need more healthier options. They need like a salad bar. You know what I'm saying? Put a salad bar up there so that people can start eating more healthier, because most truck drivers out here are heavy set or fat. We could just say, call it what it is. They're bigger because you are sitting 24 hours a day. You're sitting so often and you're not being able to get those greens in, get that walk in and all of those things, I think every truck stop should have salad bar. I think I should have a gym inside each of them, so that people can go to the gym, people can work out, and get them a nice little workout in after a long day of working. Because if you ask me, the obesity rate in the trucking industry is really, really, really high because of that. And so that's my cons, okay? Those are my pros and my cons. If you guys agree with what I think, put it down in the comments. And if y'all watch this video all the way through, make sure y'all put a truck in the comments. Let me know you guys watch this video all the way through, okay? And I really appreciate you guys. If y'all haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, because your girl would love to talk to y'all and love to debate with you guys. So yeah, I'm out. Bye guys.